Hi, everybody. This is Cole Wilson with Reset Consulting, and today I'm going to be showing us how to default values within the NetSuite WMS mobile app. So to start, I'm going to open the mobile app within NetSuite. You can do this just by going to Setup, Custom Mobile App. I've actually already got it open. And today we're going to be just showing how to default a value within the sales order picking process. Um, and as you see my screen, you might see that there's this whole uh, kind of raw data set at the top of the screen. And this is the actual data that's stored within the mobile app. It's stored in what's called the state of the mobile app. And this is actually data that just kind of sits in the background and you are able to interact with it and actually use it for defaulting values. And so, as you go through the screens throughout each process, more and more data gets stored into state. And you can actually see this within your mobile app by going to Setup, Custom Mobile Settings, and opening this up. And then there's a little checkbox called Debug State. And if you turn this on and save it, you'll actually be able to see all of this data stored within the state. And so this is kind of the first step for actually configuring and customizing within the mobile app. And so the example we're going to be working through today is actually how to default the selection of a bin within the mobile app, which might not sound very impactful at the beginning. But you have to realize that, from the context of the warehouse, your pickers are, completing hundreds, if not thousands of pick tasks a day. And, having to go back from selecting an item physically and going back to the mobile app just to select a value each time can really add up to a lot of, inefficiencies, and being able to default these values can save them tons of time in the long run. And so um, what this actually looks like. So we're going to go through a pick and we're going to do a sales order. And you can see we have this one sales order. And if we select this, we've got our pick task, which is pick task 90457. And when we select this, you can see we need to scan or enter the bin. And you can see the state is continuing to grow. And yeah, this is all kind of the data that we can continue to work through or use to kind of default values within the WMS mobile app. And to actually, interact with this, I guess to start, we'll kind of show you that there's what's called the script params. So I'm going to highlight that on the screen. And this is all the data related to the individual pick tasks that we have here. And, we can actually take this information and use it within the mobile app. So, the recommended bin here you can see is this test bin. And if I type that in, you can see that it's right here within this key value pair. We've got this key called recommended bin, which is associated with this test bin. And so to actually kind of work through this example, I'm going to go and I'm going to configure our mobile app. And so to do this, I'm going to go to Setup, Custom, Mobile Applications. And then these are the different mobile apps within the environment. I'm going to go to our NSWMS and I'm going to begin updating this specific process. So when you get to this page, these are all the different kind of processes within the mobile app, from, receiving item receipts or, all the different things. You can reverse picks, but today we're going to be focused on the actual single order sales order picking. And I'm going to open this up to configure it. And the next thing we're going to be doing, so we're going to actually select the page. And you can think of the page as you're working through a pick ticket, you get different kind of displays as you navigate through, whether it's selecting the item or the bin or the quantity. Those are all the different pages. So we're going to be starting with the actual bin scan page, which is this page we have right here where we enter the bin. And then after we select that, we're going to select the specific mobile element, which is this recommend or the bin text box. And so you can think of the mobile page element as all of these kind of different fields within the page, whether it's the recommended bin, the quantity, this text box. So this is the text box we're actually going to be working with. And so we can actually default this value here through this configuration by using the state. And so to use state, you just start by putting in what's this prefix, which is state.data record. And that's essentially just saying get the state, and on this screen or this data record, let's actually select a value. And so the next piece we're going to put in is this script param. And you can think of that. You can see on this screen, we have the script params, which is right here. And this is all the values in here. So we're going to take the script params. I realize I need to put an S at the end. And then we're going to take that key, which is the recommended bin. And we're going to put that right in there. And that's going to be our default value. So we should see on the next time after we update the app that this text box is going to show us this test bin right here. So after we finish updating that, we're just going to hit this save and update app. This is going to push the changes to our WMS app. And it might take a second to actually finish processing. But while that's processing, you also have the option to submit the default value. But now that that's finished, let's go ahead and refresh this screen. So I'm going to go back a page, and I'm going to reload this, restore our last session. And now when I select the pick task, you'll see that that test bin goes in there. And that just kind of saves our pickers from actually having to go enter that in. Now, optionally, depending on your business process, you can actually submit this default value, which will take us to the next page. So to see what that looks like, if I save and update the app, that's going to get pushed to the mobile app, that change. And now if we go back to the mobile app, reload this and restore our last session. Now, when I select the bin, we should see that test bin gets entered and it automatically submits. So now we're on to the scanning of the item page. Now, you can continue to default these values and automatically submit them, which will save your pickers from actually having to select or go back to the scanner or the mobile app and actually enter these values in. It's ultimately up to your business process. You may not want to automatically select that bin, or you might not want to automatically have it submit that default value. It's really just kind of up to your individual business processes. But this is just kind of how you go about defaulting those values and submitting them if you want to. Yeah, having an experienced NetSuite consultant can definitely help in terms of optimizing your WMS environment. So this is kind of our first video in this process of how to update the WMS app and optimize it. So stay tuned for more. Thank you.